I get it. GST and HST are boring, like real boring. And yes, I'm an accountant, but I'm also self-aware enough to know that nobody wakes up thinking, wow, I can't wait to file my HST return today. The good news is, I can show you how to file it. And the bad news is, filing it wrong will cost you money, interest, time, and a whole lot of unnecessary stress. But here's the tricky part. Most people think they're doing it right until CRA politely lets them know they weren't. So let's make this easy. At YBL, we file hundreds of HST returns every single year. And the mistakes we see aren't because people are careless. They happen because people are busy. And the rules aren't always as clear as they should be. So today, I'll walk you through what you need before you file, how often you need to file, a simple step-by-step process, and the most common mistakes to avoid. If you've ever wondered whether you're actually doing this right, this video will give you clarity. And please make sure you only do this if you're comfortable, confident, and capable. All right, let's get this over with together. Before you even open the CRA website, pause. This one step alone prevents most sales tax mistakes. Here's what you want in front of you. First, your GST or HST account number and the reporting period you're filing for. It sounds obvious, but this gets messed up more than you'd think. It's a 9-digit number, typically ending with RT0001 at the end. Next, your total sales for the period. And this is important. Your sales before tax. So for easy math, if you made $113,000, including $13,000 of HST, the total we're talking about here is the $100,000 of pre-tax sales. Then you need the total amount of GST or HST you actually collected from customers. So in this case, $13,000. After that, your input tax credits or ITCs. This is the GST or HST you paid on eligible business expenses. So a quick example to explain. You buy office supplies, and those office supplies cost you $100 plus 13% HST. So you paid $113. That $13 is an input tax credit. That's money you usually get back. And yes, people forget to claim it all the time. If you have any adjustments like bad debts or corrections from prior periods or prorations of ITCs like meals and such, have those ready too. And finally, make sure that you can actually file. That means access to your CRA My Business account or your 4-digit net file access code. If you're hunting for information while you're filing, that's when mistakes can happen. And mistakes here are annoying to fix later. Once you're registered for GST or HST, you're required to file a return for every reporting period, even if nothing happened. Zero activity does not mean zero filing. CRA still wants the form. Your filing frequency is usually monthly, quarterly, or annual, based on your revenue. If you file monthly or quarterly, your return and payment are due 1 month after the end of the reporting period. Easy enough. Annual filers are where things get spicy. If you're a sole proprietor with a December 31st year end, your payment is due April 30th, but your return isn't due until June 15th. Yes, 2 different dates. No, I did not make that up. If you're a corporation filing annually, both the return and payment are due 3 months after the end of your HST reporting period. One very important thing here. Your HST year end and your corporate year end do not have to match, and sometimes they don't. That mismatch is one of the most common reasons people miss deadlines. Another update to note. If your reporting period starts in 2024 or later, electronic filing is mandatory for most businesses. Paper filing can now trigger penalties, which feels unnecessary, but here we are. And if your due date falls on a weekend or holiday, it's considered on time if received the next business day. Still, don't push it. Penalties and interest stack faster than people expect. All right, as I said, there are several ways to file your GST or HST return, and the most common is through your CRA My Business account, which includes a built-in net file service. If you don't have a CRA account, you can use a standalone GST and HST net file form online. Many financial institutions also allow you to file and remit GST or HST directly through online banking too. So check for that as an option, as you can file and pay in one shot. Some accounting software can generate a file that you upload to the CRA through their internet file system as well. Phone and paper filing still exists, but they come with limitations and in many cases, penalties. If you're not using your CRA My Business account, you'll need your 4-digit access code to file. So today I'm going to show you an example using QuickBooks, but regardless of what accounting system you use, the process is the same. Before you file with CRA, you want to ensure that the numbers you are about to file are correct. Here we have both our QuickBooks file and our CRA My Business account open. I'm going to start in QuickBooks. First, we want to make sure everything is correct and ready for filing. We'll click the main menu, we'll go down to Sales Tax, and then select Overview. Before we file, we need to make sure everything is reconciled. That means all sales and expenses have been coded with the correct tax codes, either purchases or sales. Our ITCs and sales need to be properly recorded in the QBO tax module. We also want to confirm that our profit and loss matches the income shown in the sales tax module. Next, we'll scroll down to the return, use the drop-down, and select the reconciliation tool. This tool checks for any anomalies in the return. If there were any issues, they would appear here. You can click directly into a transaction, change the tax code within the transaction itself. Since everything looks good, we'll click back. And while that loads, let's move over to CRA. If you don't have a My Business account, you can hit the link in the description below. And so once you register, you'll click File Your Return. You'll need your access code, which was issued when you set up your HST account. Enter your business number, your access code, and your reporting dates. You also have options for filing a nil or reporting exempt or zero-rated sales. If those apply to you, make sure to select the appropriate boxes and click Next. This process is the same inside My Business account. Navigate to the HST section and select File a Return. We're going to select the first option, Goods and Service Tax, Harmonized Sales Tax, Returns for Registrants. Now we enter our filing dates, in this case, October 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025, and we're filing a full normal return, so we'll click Next. And this is where we enter our sales figures. Back in QuickBooks, I select Prepare Return, and I'm going to copy these numbers directly from QuickBooks into CRA. We enter amounts for line 101, line 103, and line 106. And if you've made any installments, you'd enter them in line 110. Then we scroll down, click Next, and CRA will calculate everything and show your balance. Once everything looks correct, select Certify and Submit. You'll receive a confirmation page, which we certainly recommend you save as a PDF or print for your records. All right, back in QuickBooks, we mark the return as filed. You'll then have the option to record a refund or make a payment. At that point, you can decide how you'd like to handle it. Before submitting, review everything carefully. Most issues we see are simple data entry errors. And once submitted, you'll receive a confirmation number. Be sure to print this page for your records, whether you're printing it to PDF or anything else. If you owe money, you can pay through online banking, pre-authorized debit, or credit card. If you're owed a refund, the CRA usually sends it by direct deposit. And this is where most people get tripped up. First, meals and entertainment. Only 50% of the sales tax on meals and entertainment is eligible as an ITC. Claiming 100% is a very common mistake and an easy red flag. Vehicle expenses are another big one. Your ITCs must be prorated based on business use. Claiming 100% when your car is partially personal is one of the fastest ways to invite questions. Intercompany transactions are also often missed. If a holding company charges rent or management fees to an operating company, sales tax usually applies unless a specific election is filed. Late filing is another issue. Even with no activity, you still have to file. Skipping a return can trigger penalties automatically, and charging the wrong tax rate is more common than people think. HST depends on where your customer is located, not where you are. Online sales still count. Amazon, Etsy, online courses, digital products, still taxable, still reportable. And finally, record keeping. CRA can ask for receipts to support your ITCs. If you can't produce them, those ITCs will be completely denied, even if the expense itself was legitimate. All right, let's bring this home. Every GST or HST return comes down to a few simple things. File every reporting period, even if nothing happened. Gather accurate numbers before you log in, because rushing is where mistakes happen. File electronically, file on time, and be careful with the common problem areas. Meals, vehicles, intercompany charges, and deadlines. And if you're ever unsure, ask before you file, not after. If you want help staying organized, we put together a GST and HST filing checklist linked below. If you want guidance specific to your situation, you can book a call with our team. We're happy to walk you through it. Quick reminder, this is general information, not personalized tax advice. Every situation is different. And if this was helpful, like and subscribe for more practical real-world tax guidance. And if you liked this video, you'll probably like this one too.